welcome to another Pilates session. Today we're going to be doing everything on the floor. So we've got a selection of pillows and towels to get really comfortable. And that's just, it might be sort of a bit hit and miss trying out what works best. So if you haven't set up yet, get a couple of pillows or some squishy ones, some harder ones. We've got a neck roll as well and different sizes of towels, and we just have to experiment to see what works best. It's all on the floor. But I'm going to start seated, so I'm going to be cross-legged. If that's not a good position for you, you can sit on a chair or on the sofa, but making sure you're sitting really upright. And if you're uncomfortable at any point, you can also lie on the floor. Right, so muscles of the week are the diaphragm, the intercostals, and the pelvic floor. It's quite a lot in one go, but they sort of make sense together. So just settle yourself down into comfortable positions, as I said, cross-legged, chair, sofa, or lying down. But if you're sitting on a chair, make sure you're sitting up on your sitting bones, no slumping. Okay? And just settle in there. You can close your eyes if you want, and just breathe. No requirements, just breathe and let your breath come, or let your breath do what it naturally does. So just for a few breaths, I'd like you to allow your belly just to blob out as you inhale, which you normally don't do in Pilates. So just let the belly relax, put your hands on there and let it expand. I find this really hard after all these years of dance training. You've got to pull your tummy in. And then whenever somebody tells me, let it out, it's like, no, couldn't possibly do that. So, but it's really good just to relax the tummy. Once you do that, so the intercostals are sitting in between your ribs. Yeah, so there are the muscles in between each of the ribs. So if you're eating spare ribs, that's actually, as a matter of fact, what you are eating. Well, the bits in there. So they contract and release with the inhalation and the exhalation, and that's all there is to them. There's nothing much more. So they assist with breathing. Now your diaphragm sits like a dome shape or like an umbrella round about here, so you can see the shape that my arms are making, hands. And the diaphragm pushes down and up, or contracts and releases. Okay? So if I put my hands here and I'm going to breathe in, the diaphragm actually pushes down and then releases. So just keep that in mind, the diaphragm pushes down as you inhale and then releases. Just visualize that. And then automatically, as I'm thinking diaphragm, I've switched more to breathing into my ribs sideways, because it's much easier to work with the diaphragm. That's why we use the diaphragmatic breathing. So come back now to your Pilates breathing. You can put your hands on the side of the ribs, or imagine that diaphragm, or just really focus on your ribs. Let them expand. And as the ribs expand, visualize your diaphragm pushing down and then releasing back up. Breathing in, diaphragm pushes down. Exhaling, diaphragm comes back up into its dome shape. Now your pelvic floor does exactly the same thing. So when the diaphragm pushes down, your pelvic floor pushes down. So they work together. I'm not sure what I can do that with my hands. Okay. So diaphragm and pelvic floor push down, and then they come back up. So we do a few of those breaths. So breathing in, pushing down. Exhaling, now really engage the pelvic floor and bring the pelvic floor back up, and the diaphragm will happen automatically. So I think the diaphragm can't help it, it just does its job when we really think breathing into our ribs, but the pelvic floor often gets left behind, so we sort of really need to alter tune that. So a few more, breathing in, exhale, pelvic floor, and again breathing in, exhale, pelvic floor. Two more. Exhale, pelvic floor. And breathing in. Exhale, pelvic floor. Okay, now only this is sitting up because then you can then see what my hands are doing. Okay, so let's get comfortable on the floor. Might want to have a little snazzy pillow underneath your head. Lying yourself down, the feet nice and parallel. And we're going to do the same thing. So breathing into your ribs, visualize where your diaphragm and pelvic floor are going. And then exhale, leading the way up with the pelvic floor. That probably makes sense. Okay, so just revisiting the pelvic floor. So you want to imagine you've got a zip at your back entrance, and you zip up the pelvic floor from back to front, and then everything comes back up. So breathing in, exhale, zip up back to front. And now there's a lot to think about. I definitely can't say it all in one go. Good, and you'll notice by doing just the pelvic floor movement, your spine automatically likes to imprint a little bit into the ground. So we're going to use that. So allow the spine to imprint, and then we help ourselves by drawing the belly button down a little bit more. So you've got breathing in, exhale, zip up and hollow imprint, pull the belly button down. And I'd also like you to imagine you've got shoelaces between your hip bones. So as you zip up and hollow, you tighten the shoelaces. Remember doing that big bow tie, pulling the knot, tighten it. And it helps you to imprint even more. So if I think shoelace, it imprints itself. I don't need to do much about it. That's it. And then just a few more. And remember, you also tighten your internal corset. Remember where the muscle fibers go diagonally. Excellent. So having switched that on, we want to work on that throughout the class, so don't get too comfortable on the floor. People always think floor is easy. It's actually quite hard. Okay, we're going to have our legs together. Legs, feet, knees together. And arms to the side. And we're going to do some hip rolls. So you're going to breathe in, exhale, zip up and hollow imprint. And allow your legs to roll to one side, keeping the opposite shoulder blade on the ground. And recover to imprint. So your head can roll into the opposite direction. Breathing in. Exhale, zippity-doo-dah. You see my feet are glued together, so the soles, the inside of the feet are glued together, and the soles of the feet have come off the ground. So just repeat that in your own time. If you find your lower spine is pinching, then you need to tuck under more. Or maybe have your heels a little bit closer towards your bum to start with. That's what I'm going to be doing. A little bit. They also slither out. Naughty legs. That's better. Really relax the head. Just let it doll up to one side, which is the opposite side, obviously. Make sure you're not flaring your chest, because by trying to roll too far to the side, that might happen. So you want to try and keep the opposite shoulder blade on the ground as much as possible. You're working your core and you get a subtle stretch on the side here. Right, you can either do a few more of those, or let's extend one leg so the knees are glued together, like you've got a bolt between your knees, and then do your spinal, your knee drops. So I'm doing this slightly different from usually. I'm extending the leg, then I'm rolling to the side. Keep the leg long, come back to the center with a long leg, and then fold it back in. A few more. Oh, click, good. So really really want you to think of lengthening that leg. So start off, really send the leg away without lifting the bum off the ground. Send the leg away further. Okay, we're going to do one more in each direction. Also feel my inner thighs from all that squeezing together. Very good. Just bring your knees into your chest and rock forwards and backwards. Next, you will need a pillow of your choice. I'm going to go for this one's a little bit more solid rather than squishy. Let me just double confirm. Yes. Okay, so you're going to come to double knee fold. 1, 2. Put the pillow between the shins, so knees and, well, depending on pillow size, or I could use my diagonally. So I've got something between my heels and my knees. That just establishes that I'm staying parallel. Okay, definitely imprint. Now we're going to do those hip rolls again, so this is the next stage. Obviously the legs won't be going that far, so breathe in. Exhale, step up and hollow. And recover.
I'm just going to put a ball between my knees. I'm going to turn my left knee out slightly because my arthritic hip is pinching. So.
And as I said, if this is too hard, come back to the floor version. And again, you've got an option of extending. No, pillow falls out. Don't extend the leg. I had something different planned.
Ball is alright.
Okay. Right, take your legs down after the next one. I'm going to show you 2 more that you can do, so just have a rest. So when you go to the side, you can bring your knees closer towards your shoulder. So bring them this way, which means you get a little bit more stretch on the lower spine, and it's quite tough on the obliques. So that's a version to play around with. Or you could do the opposite. You can have your legs a little bit further away. Oh, that's really hard on the stomach muscles, so that might not be appropriate for people that are not quite strong in the core yet. Okay? So I'm going to do 4 of each, and again, if one of them doesn't work for you, just make a sensible adjustment for yourself. Ooh, I like this one. Stretches the QL. And it's like an oblique exercise, great. So those were my 4 high ones. I'm going to do 4 low ones, lowish ones. Oh, so hard. Make sure you lead with your pelvic floor. And then fold your knees in, take the pillow out, and rock forwards and backwards again. Don't know why I keep slithering forwards. Okay, also stretch your legs away from you. Give those hips a rest. Okay, so this starts off very easy, and then it gets fun. You need to have enough room so you can extend your arms over your head. So we might need to shuffle a bit. You've got enough leg room, Steve, to extend arms overhead. Okay, so again, there's easy options and there's harder options. Okay, so we're just going to start off with, I'm reading the wrong thing, we've just done that. Oh, got myself fuddled up with yesterday's class. Okay, yes, we're going to start off with leg slides. So imprint, zip up and hollow. Slide one leg away from you, keeping the imprint position. So mine is definitely not straightening, and that's absolutely fine. It's all about the core stability. And then slide it back in. And repeat on the other side. And let's have 4 pelvic lifts in the middle. This is your easy version, it'll be harder in a minute. So imprint, zip up, hollow, squeeze bum, rolling up into your pelvic lift. And back down. Just 4 of them as a little warm up before we bang it together in a little sequence. Don't forget to squeeze your glutes. And make that hollow. Remember the shoelaces in between your hips. Okay. Right, so little sequence we go. Right, left, right leg, left leg, 1 pelvic floor, and I'm going to do something in the middle. So imprinting, zip up and following right leg away. And sliding it in. And left leg. And sliding it back in. And pelvic lift. Slide it back down. Good, now we're going to add the arms. So right leg, left arm goes over your head in opposition. And recover. Other arm and leg. And recover. Both arms for your pelvic lift. Remember, your arms got to travel faster. And recover. And right leg. Recover. And left leg. And recover. And pelvic lift. Squeeze, tuck under. Floating the arms up. And recover. Good, we're going to do 2 more rounds. And 1. Obviously you might have a different tempo from us, and that's perfectly fine. It's not a race. So if you feel you need to do this slower, do it slower. As long as you get it technically correct. And coming up to the last round. And make the last pelvic lift extra super. Is that a word? Extra super? Scoop your tummy out, make it all hollow. Bring the knees parallel. And relax. Okay, just fold one leg into your chest. Grab hands behind the thigh. And we're just going to stretch the hamstring. So extend and flex and point. And lower. 2 more times. And extend
and flex and point and lower. And the last one we've got to hold, so extend 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Send the underneath leg away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fold the knee into your chest and stretching long. Good. Swapping legs. So get the other leg into your chest. Hold hands behind the thigh. Obviously, if you're very, very tight, you know, you need to use your tights when you're tight. And extend, and flex, and point, and lower. Extend, and flex, and point, and lower. This is your long one. Extend, hold for 8, 2, 3, 4, make sure the underneath leg is parallel, 6, 7, 8, flex the foot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, slide the other leg away, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and fold the knee in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. Swap legs. So fold that leg back in. Opposite arm to knee and just pull that across to the opposite shoulder. You can either stay there statically or circle the leg round. Steve, keep your bum on the floor-ish. It's more to get the stretch here.
Well, it won't go anywhere with the hip replacement.
Okay.
That's the maximum.
What, does it stretch there?
No,
Okay.
don't feel anything.
Again, you could also do this with a straight leg, with the tights.
It's hard to stretch the bum with the hip replacement. So it stretches my back
Okay.
because it doesn't move in.
Swap sides. So pulling the knee across to the opposite shoulder. Your bum has to come off a little bit.
Now this one, it starts to have to rotate the femur, otherwise it pinches the into there.
Okay, good. Right, so the next one, this is where we need to play around with the pillows and towels, neck rolls. Can you just pass me that ball, please? If you have it in your hand. Okay, so if you've been in my class, we've done this with the ball and we've also done it with the roller. So this is was where the ball goes underneath the brass strap and then you had a block there to support your head. Okay? So that's what we're trying to resemble. Now at least one client has got a ball, so you could get the ball out of the cupboard. If you haven't got a ball, you want to find a suitable pillow, towel, to sort of resemble that same idea. So, I'm going to try my squishy towel, pillow.
Very well.
Well, you just need to build yourself something.
Well, you could give me back my ball.
You can have your ball back. Okay, so you can always pause the video here to find the best thing that doesn't work at all.
Child's football, little child's football from Woolworth, not Woolworth.
Not everybody's going to have a child's. Pound shops are closed.
An old one from Woolworth.
The neck roll works better, but I think what will work really well I'm going to make myself a roller. I know some of you have got foam rollers as well, so that could work. Perfect. And then another little pillow for the head. Good. I knew this would take time, but hey, we all got time now, haven't we? Okay, I'm there. Okay, so in an ideal world, you want to cradle your head as if you're in a curl-up position and see if you can imprint the lower spine into the mat.
Sorry,
Well, you can do that with your ball. You don't need to do that with it.
oh, alright, I got you, I'm sorry.
Okay, so tummy engaged, imprint it as much as possible, and then you're going to relax backward over your arrangement of pillows, towels, balls, foam rollers. Okay, and you don't need to do much, just be. And you might have to shuffle a little bit. I need to have mine a little bit lower. And my people have all done this with me, so you know what to do. That's exactly the right spot.
Well, yeah, mine have. It's a good idea to put, you know, something there if your upper back is very tight.
Oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't let my head go.
Well, I can. It doesn't hurt.
Oh no, it kills my neck.
For
So.
some people, it would.
So make sure you're comfortable. You want to feel a stretch. Well, I can feel a stretch sort of all the way along here, really.
But you have to tuck your bum under.
Yes, you have to tuck your bum under. So find the pelvic floor again. You can actually, do some more diaphragmatic breathing, because that's a good stretch as well, just by expanding the ribs. And then you really use the pelvic floor and see whether you can zip up and hollow, imprint a little bit more. Now, if you're good in that direction, if you're happy, undo your arms, make sure your head is resting on something, and then just float your arms in various angles. Oh, click. Too much clutter. And you'll find a place where you think, oh, this is just the right place for the stretch. Or you can just circle your arms around. So I found a good place, so I'm just going to stay there. So I'm just going to take 4 nice deep breaths. So again, visualizing the diaphragm. And then leading up with the pelvic floor. Two more breaths. What I like about this rolled up neck roll is easy on the shoulder blades rather than the roller, sort of more comfy.
Remember, Debbie, you might want a band or a towel, you know, to support your head with, or this.
Yeah, Oxford Dictionary, anything. Okay, curl up. Oh, that's a deep stretch, isn't it? And then come out of this position. Put the pillows to the side. And we're gonna be a banana. So let's do a bent-legged banana first. So keep the legs there. Interleave the hands behind your head. Walk the feet round to one side. So step, step. Try and imprint and then bend sideways towards your legs. And tuck under. And come back to the center, other side. So walk the feet, step, step, really imprint the lower spine, make up the shoulder blades as flat as possible, and banana yourself over. So we're aiming for a flat back. I'm not sure that's totally possible, although with knees bent, lower back is sort of possible. I'm not sure what's happening on the shoulder blades. One more time each side, so feet. Feet imprint zippity-doo-dah, left side. Other side. Come back to center. Stretch your legs away from you, arms over your head, and now we're going to do the straight-legged banana. So leg, leg, try and imprint as much as possible and bend over to the side.
You gotta make sure you don't arch your back, otherwise you pinch your...
Well, yeah, I just said that, imprint as much as possible.
Okay, just underline
Just
it.
emphasising.
Because on one side I really pinch my back, always on the hip replacement. But if I tuck under, it kind of misses the pinch.
Oh, well, it also works if you've got your legs straight and then fold them a little bit. That's sort of how I get rid of the pinch. Ah, good. Let's have a little check what's next. Oh, we're still on page 1. Okay, yeah, this one's not too bad. Okay, we're going to do arm openings. So it's sideways lying. I'm going to swivel, I don't know, I'm going to show this way first. So it's legs at 90, arms forward, and yes, you want to have a pillow underneath your head. So if you're using pillow, make sure your nose is in line with pillow, not that way, because then by the time you've rolled your head, you roll off. So you want to be there, so your head's got rolling room, okay? So tip of nose in line with pillow. Okay, so just arm opening. So we're going to push forward and then open as much as you can. Tucking under, okay? So I just want to show you something first before we do it. So if I go sideways, so imagine that's me kneeling. So we're going to reach forward and then open the arms to the side. Okay, so we're going to do 4 in that angle. And then we're going to do another 4, where we bring the arm higher, just simply because it feels different. See the difference on that side? That's diagonal up. And then we're going to do another 4, or we're going to go a little bit lower. Excellent, here we go. Steve's sliding away already. So let's do the middle ones first. So reaching forward and opening, tucking under. This is my 4th one. Okay, so we're going to go for the diagonally high ones. So you're still pushing forwards, but then bring the arm, fingertips up in line with your head. And in line with your head.
Yes.
Fourth one. And then 4 of the lower ones. So reaching forward and arm will sort of roughly be in line with your bum perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
No, they do the back one.
What?
To here.
Yeah, so, but then...
No, the front one is where it was.
Oh, well, I was lining it up with the other one.
Well, someone didn't watch when I was doing the exercise.
Oh, no, I did, but I just thought it was more logical. If we're going to do there, I might as well do that. I'm inventing as we go, you see.
Okay. Well, you can order your own inventions and then come back to us. And then the last one, you've got to stay open. So this is optional. You can extend the top leg and then reach, tuck under and see whether you can push the foot further away from you.
Is this a low one or a level?
It was a low one.
Right.
Because now we're going to move the arm up to the high one and back down. So don't expect your arm to be on the floor. That'll probably be impossible. Good. And then move the whole thing on the other side.
That's good, that's a good one. Did you invent that one?
Yeah.
Inventive.
Things I create in the office.
What an inventive body.
Okay, so lining the legs up, pillow aligned. I'm going to start off with 4, let's call them straight ones. Really work with the breathing. Breathing in. Exhale, step up and hollow. Well, I always start with the zip up and hollow, and then the breath just finds its natural way. One more straight. Okay, so the front arm stays where it is. And we're just going to open up diagonally high.
Oh, blame.
Good. You get an extra treat afterwards. Chocolate. Well, we're on Russian, so I'm only going shopping once a week. So whatever isn't there can't be eaten. Which is tough at times. There's only so many times you can open the food cupboard door and realise this it's just not there, isn't it? Okay, and on the 4 low ones.
Oh,
Okay, I find
my
this,
shoulder.
find this much easier on one side.
My shoulder, I don't think I can. I'm going to have to keep my arm in because of my shoulder.
That's okay. If you've got a bad wing, you could maybe fold your wing in. Or do it non-armed, just go for the body movement, the rotation of the body.
Or go back to the level ones, I think.
Yeah.
Or high ones.
That's it. Good student, he's sensible. Making the correct adjustments for his body.
Exactly.
And then the last one, we're going to hold open again. Okay, so just hover there. Tuck under as much as you can and extend the front leg. And send the toes away from you as you tuck under more. And then we bring the arm to high and to low. Oh, that feels totally different in that shoulder. Great on the lower back. So lengthen the leg away. Oh, I need to do this more. That's exactly what my little spine needs on this side. And relax. You have a little relax, I'll have a look at the clever book. Okay, we're going to lie on our fronts. So I'm going to go this way so we don't clash with the arms. You're fine going head this way. Okay, so just for the moment, put your arms anywhere they're comfortable. That could be by the side, pillow for your forehead. Just find your neck position. Wiggle, jiggle, bum from side to side, making sure the hips are nice and relaxed. And we're just going to do 4 zip up and hollows to set up. So breathing in. Exhale, zip up, hollow, pubic bone down, engage glutes, hips and belly come off. Ish. And again, as you breathe into your ribs, visualize what the diaphragm and the pelvic floor are doing. Good, and relax. I'll show you the next bit. I might have to do that kneeling up. So we're going to have our arms to the side, the palms on the floor, and forehead down. And what naturally happens in that position is that the shoulders sort of slightly droop forward. Okay, so after we've zipped up and followed, the first movement you want to do is roll the shoulders open. Yeah, so lying down there like this, can't help it, that's what happens. So the first thing we do is retract the shoulders, lift the shoulders off the ground. So I'm going to show you the whole exercise. You can either turn your head to the side or have your forehead down. So zip up and hollow, lift the shoulders off the ground, then you're going to rotate your thumbs up as if you're going for auto stop, and then try and lift your arms.
Hitchhiking.
Hitchhiking. Well, that'd be that, wouldn't it? That works as well.
Auto stop is hitchhiking.
Okay, and come back down.
You know that.
So zip up hollow, open the shoulders, auto stop, lift the arms, and then if you want, you can go to your upper back extension as well.
If they got really bad lower back, they put the cushions under their pubic bone, don't they?
Now if you've got any super strong people here, you could also lift the legs off the ground, but no goes down if you've got lower back issues. Okay, so that would look like this. Shoulders, rotate, lift, upper back extension. Make the legs as long as you can and then lift off. And I've got bad lower back, but I can do that. Pulling tummy in, and it's all protected. Right, just two more, and you choose your options. And the last one. You could then even come high up and walk forwards and backwards. Not that now hurts the back. And relax. Right, let's just stretch back into extended child pose. Well, I call this extended child pose. My extended child pose is with a bum in the air.
It's swan.
It's debatable.
There it is, it's swan pose. This is extended child pose. This is child pose. I'm a yoga teacher.
Okay, but Pilates steals from yoga and we can name things whatever they like.
Okay. So you want the swan?
Just because you want to be a swan, Steve, I'll get the tutu out.
Oh no, don't say that.
Okay, we're going to come into 4-point kneeling. Now this one's interesting as well. Another one I've created in the office. Okay, so really stabilize. And we're going to do the beginning bit of threading the needle, so just watch this first. And rather than threading through, you're going to come back to tabletop position, but bring the other arm in ski jumper position. Reaching down. Yeah? So let's try that 4 times on each side. So think yourself long through the arm, the back and the top of the head. I think we've got to swap arms in between, sorry. That's right, left, right, I've got it now.
I'm trying it with the opposite leg.
Yeah, not yet, that's the next round. And the arm goes there the quickest way. Yeah, so from your needle rotation, quickest way, just bring the arms in line. Okay, now we're going to open up into the needle again. We're going to go into the Superman or Superwoman or Superhuman position or Super Mummy position. There, oh this is hard. Oh, this is really hard.
So again, you want to stretch yourself long from pelvic floor through middle finger. Okay, a little rest there. We're going to do the same thing 2 more times, so you can either stick with that simple variation or you're going to do the harder one. Okay? So, next level up is having the opposite leg out, toes curled under. Okay, so here we go. And just makes it a little bit more wobbly. I brought my leg into early, didn't I? The leg stays out. And then with the arm above your head. That's actually easier. Someone's got more room. Okay, a little rest. And now we've got the third round, where the leg comes off the ground. Or do round 1 again, or do round 2 again. Here we go. So, lifting the leg. Remember, it's not high, it's just to sort of test the balance. I don't want anything up here with a terribly arched back, because that's no good at all. Two more. Really pushing out of that opposite arm, the underneath arm. Long leg energy through. And the last 4, we're going to superheroes. And reach, keep it parallel. Reach, pelvic floor, top of head. Try and stay parallel. I'm rubbish at this. My leg just wants to turn out. So you've got to do it better than the teacher. Last one. Relax. Good. Be a swan or do an extended child pose.
It's not like that. It's not like that. Be a swan.
Okay, we're going to come to frog position. I think this is the easy, relaxing bit now. So either if you can sit like this, fine. If you can't, you could have your legs slightly open. You could have one leg folded in on a block. You just what?
Long frogs.
Long frogs, yes. You choose a frog of your liking, a one-legged frog. You're just going to sit nice and tall. We haven't done much with the arms, so just float the arms up. And down, lengthen out of your pelvis, and relax up and over. And we're just going to stay there for 12 seconds. Allow your belly to blob out. Just saying that because I could see mine blobbing out. And I just want to go with that flow. So again, experimenting with really expanding the ribs sideways, visualizing the diaphragm pushing down. Now as you exhale, your body will relax further forward. Just one more breath.
rolling back up.
Slightly rotate to one side, making sure both bottom cheeks stay on whatever you're sitting, and relax over one
Knee side, whichever way you're doing it. And you can either stay there or gently circle around. Yeah, so keeping the opposite sitting bone on the surface underneath you. Changing direction. And rolling back up.
Same thing to the other side.
Settle in, decide whether you're going to stay or whether you're going to move. If you were moving, go the other way around. And coming back out.
If you were on block, you'd probably have to come off block now. Stretch your legs forward. We're just going to go for a 12-second hamstring stretch. Now, if your legs keep cramping up in your hamstrings, we know we've got one person who's standing against the mirror, legs wide hanging down, so that's another option. So sitting nice and tall and just relax forward. Don't strain forward, just put your hands wherever they sort of flop.
And you can rock from side to side. So let your head be heavy, but don't push it.
And just observe where your legs are going. Mine are rolling out, so let's see whether you can keep the legs parallel. You might have to flex the feet, bringing the little toes round.
And rolling back up.
Okay, open one leg to the side, the other one folds in. And if that doesn't work, then just have both legs out. And we're just going to stretch over sideways. So there's two ways you can go sort of sideways over the leg or total side. So I'll go sideways over the leg. If you want to do total side, I think you need to move the arm there. That's it. Open the arm to the ceiling, stretching chest up to the ceiling. Remember the arm openings we did earlier on. That's it. Changing legs. And over the leg. I've got this song in my head. Over the leg and far away.
Oh yeah.
What was not the
Over
leg?
the hills.
Over the hills. Okay.
Lieutenant Sharp.
Oh, we were talking about that the other day.
Lieutenant Sharp.
Okay, and bring the arm to the side, go total side. And then over the arms and far away.
Over the hills and far away. Da, 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 da.
Good. Right. Okay, back on your back. Almost there.
Okay, just bring the knees in, rock forwards and backwards. And side to side. And then place one hand on each knee and circle the legs apart and together. And the other way around. And then hold the shins or the thighs, and we're going to rock forwards and backwards In an ideal world, rock to sitting. On an ideal world, rocking all the way up to standing. I'm going to give it a go. I'll probably fall over. If you can't do that at all, make different arrangements to come to standing. So rocking, rocking, rocking. Make sure there's no clunking. So rocking to sitting. Again, I know we've got people that struggle with that. Just be creative.
Yeah, you can hold cross legs and hold your opposite toes if you find it hard to round your lower back.
I'm going to try and stand up now, so on the count of 3. 1,
You leave your head down.
2, and 3. Oh, I did it! It usually fails on the calf stretch.
I did it with the help of my hands.
Good. Right. Last little thing, just standing beside her, just not on the mat. Okay, close your eyes if you want. And just focus on your feet, knees, hips, shoulders, ears, all in line. And then focus on your sideways breathing, the diaphragm. So visualize where the diaphragm goes. Use the pelvic floor. And I just notice as I'm visualizing where the diaphragm goes, I've been nodding my head because I'm visualizing so hard. So just make sure the head stays in alignment. And then just let your breathing come totally back to natural. Focusing on your shoulder blades, opening them nice and wide, softening the knees, bringing the pelvis into the best possible alignment. Floating your arms to the side with the palms forward, all the way up into a big fat V shape. And then slowly let your eyes come undone. Straighten the legs, zip up and hollow and go up onto a rise. Relax the arms and lower the heels. Well done! I hope nobody fell asleep. You almost dozed off. It's almost pillows, isn't it?
Sleepy today.
Okay, well done.
Yes.